Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm Conquest and this is the MUNDUM SATIS campaign, or SATIS. It's been a very long series, so I go back and forth on whichever it actually was. Is it MUNDUM? I think it's SATIS, MUNDUM SATIS. We are getting there. We are most certainly getting there. In the previous episode, the former emperor stepped down, August, the first Visconti, who is going to lead us through one of the final periods of our great nation's history. Took the throne. On the docket for today, as it were, I have noticed that my trade transfer via Lake Chad is being somewhat hindered by the fact that these Dar Silai, or Silla maybe, people are extremely resilient to being willing to just let that money go through without using their freaking ivory and all that good stuff. Actually, the ivory is in an uncolonized province, but they have got some buildings in here and some trade power, and so they're stealing 25 of my ducats, which is unacceptable. Don't you know that's less than 1% of my income? You cannot take that. Sadly, I have noticed I don't think we can ever colonize these provinces. Ever. Which is a real bummer. Because you have to have Diplotech 50. Which is not gonna happen, in all likelihood. It might. It might. Oh, I'm so conflicted. I really, really want to get the one tag. Because that's, you know, the big cheese when it comes to accomplishments. But it's going to be so tricky to get Diplotech 50 and thereby colonize a province and thereby get coring range to conquer these provinces. We have actually, I can't remember if I actually showed it. I don't think I did. We have vassalized these guys before. That's why we have a truce. That's actually a truce from having broken our vassalage. If I look at their opinion of me, you can see our overlord abandoned us, minus 161. So what I think I'm going to do is when the truce ends, I'm going to go to war with them again. I'm going to re-vassalize them. I'm going to have them transfer trade power to me. And then I'm going to hope that we're going to be able to generate enough Diplo points, even not focusing Diplo points, even with the Landmark and Colonization Act blunder, which means we can't colonize around here yet, to be able to annex all our vassals and then colonize and then get to Diplotech 50 and conquer them. That is my sincere hope. I'm not prepared to compromise getting all my other vassals annexed in order to rush towards Diplotech 50 and get out to them. Sadly. So, can we actually colonize anywhere with our current situation? We could colonize up here, but I mean, that would just be more Sunni land in a land with very bad communication efficiency. I could colonize down here. That would be in a trade company at least, right? Yeah. I suppose I kind of might as well colonize down here. Is there any reason not to? Pretty good. Oh yeah, production efficiency is really helping with settler chance. We must have pretty good production efficiency. Jesus Christ. Yeah, we have pretty good production efficiency, 107%. So we could colonize this area. Where's one of my colonists? Ah, yes, right. I'm trying to colonize here so we can turn off the Landmark and Colonization Act early. 19%, that's pretty good. Pretty good indeed. I think I will colonize down here. There's kind of no reason not to. It will slightly increase our trade power and trade income and all that kind of stuff. And there'll be no unrest, of course, because it's trade company region. So sure, let's do that. Someone pointed out in the comments that maybe we should keep using the spread religion. Because just for kind of style points, we should try and get like the whole world to convert to Catholicism. I mean, I have sympathy with that. If it looks like we're definitely on track to win, I will go back to having more places spreading religion. And here, I mean, I don't actually know the maths on this. I don't understand how trade power transfers down the stream. I know roughly how it happens, but I don't know the maths behind it. So, for example, we got trade power in... Oh, this is actually a start node, isn't it? Yeah, so it doesn't really matter. But here, for example, in the African East Coast, we have X trade power, 277. And then a certain amount of that trade power gets added here. Transfers from trades downstream, 22. So 10%. No? A little more than 10%. Sorry, a little less than 10%. That's weird. And then I don't know if the trade power from here gets transferred down the stream and then transferred downstream again? I guess it does by dint of the fact that the transfer... Ah, no, because only province trade power gets transferred downstream, I think. Then my question is, does province trade power get transferred downstream multiple jumps? And that I don't know. Either way, we are going to reorganize the army. I'm going to marshal them all in Constantinople and split them off into stacks and spread them out across Russia. Once this martial law runs out, I'm quite concerned about the level of uprising we're likely to face in Russia. If we get a religious civil war because of these Orthodox people up here, I'm going to be furious. Because we have... Oops, I just unpaused the expanse on my other monitor by mistake. We have 88% religious unity. We should not have a civil war just because we subjugated Russia. But it might happen, and that would be a disaster. Assuming we don't have a civil war which tanks our stability, in 7 years' time-ish. 7 years? Yep, 7 years. We're going to declare war on Zhou. We're going to crush them. We're going to full siege them. We're going to continue to drive up their province trauma as high as possible to keep damaging their development. And then we're going to take a big chunk out of them, and then we're going to declare war on them again immediately and do the same again. It's going to cost us 3 stability, which is going to cause global disaster, basically, I expect. We're going to have a lot of rebels concentrated in the hotspots that we all now know and love. So I think my financial aim for the next period is going to be building forts in the danger hotspots, which is Armenia, Eastern Persia, and Afghanistan, I guess, actually, and Russia, to help control the rebels in the region and help minimize the amount of plus nationalism they inflict when they siege down provinces. But for now, our previous emperor, Visconti, just because his father didn't die, doesn't mean he's not going to give him a damn fine send-off. So it costs 10,000 gold to send him off. So we're going to first pay off that debt. All right, I will see you whenever the next thing happens. Okay, here we go again. New World Plague, always fun. We've got a breakout starting in the Incan region. It is so far only terrible, which is surprising. They normally kick off devastating right away. I'm hoping it doesn't spread to my land and cause stability hits. People have mentioned that, and correctly so, that plagues are in some ways useful. They're going to lower the development of the areas we're trying to core and the lands we're trying to conquer. But that pales in insignificance compared to the stability hit, I think. The ability to take stab hits when going against Zhou requires that we do not go below 0 stability. If we go below 0 stability, we might have a revolution. Or if we have 0 for too long, we might have aspiration for liberty. I don't know what the triggers for aspiration for liberty are. It's a terrifying fact that if we take a stab hit against Zhou and can't immediately raise back to 1 stability, we might have aspiration for liberty fire, plus 10 national unrest. And there's loads of bad events in vanilla. I don't know how it works in this. And we do not have a liberal constitution. I'm not quite sure what that really means. But, yeah, could be tricky. So hopefully this plague won't cause any stab hits. Cross your fingers. Alright, so it begins. The war for Russia will be fought not with a nation, but with a people. The war against Muscovy was easy. We'll see if we can now manage to bring the region under control. The martial law modifier has expired, and we are now facing upwards of kind of 15 unrest across a very large portion of the country, with the worst being concentrated in what I think was once Perm, up here. Is that where? Yeah, that's Perm, isn't it? Because they're shamanist. Right, and we're less tolerant of shamanists than we are of Orthodox, I presume. Yes, indeed, by about 0.9. So I'm moving forces into position. We're going to position them in strong points like Nizhny Novgorod and whatever this place is, capital of the... I can't say that. Capital of the White Horde at the beginning of the game. Just so we have some decent supply bases. And we're going to need to try... What's the supply like over here? Oh, 11. And how big are these revolts going to be? Big, I'm guessing. Muscovite separatists. 84,000. It's not actually as bad as I suspected. There are no... there are, damn. I was going to say there are no Sunni fanatics. It's a miracle, but no, there are. All being generated from what looked to me like fairly Russian and... What's this region called? Tartar? I don't know. But this kind of region sounding names. They're at 80%. We're going to get 37,000 of them. One of my stacks should be able to annihilate them with our vast cannon numbers and... Well, they'll steal my tech, but still. Our glorious cannon 5 fire running off of... excuse me. Oh, that doesn't seem good. I appear to not have unit types. Do my guys still have pips? They do. That's good. Interesting. I wonder what's causing that. Well, hopefully that won't be too much of a problem. Obviously, we don't face any real military threats anymore, so we don't need to change our unit types again. The tribal levies are just being re-raised because we were briefly at peace so that we could go through our little abdication situation. Sadly, I crashed. When we abdicated, we could use papal legate again to get a half-price advisor. We're currently running a full-price diplo advisor. And then the game crashed. And when I got a new one back, he was admin rather than diplo, I believe. Yeah, this guy here, old Carl Theodore here. He's pretty good, but not as good as my Inquisitor. It's very unfortunate. We got a diplomat right culture half price, but oh well. That's what happens when the game has to crash every so often. But yes, the Muscovite Rebellion. Let's see how this goes. I think the air name pretty much says it all here. Try again. We are going to disinherit. Try again. Try again, Visconti. Let's see if we can get a better air than that. Ho, ho, ho. There's one we won't be throwing back. Hello, Johann George. 546. Not brilliant in the Diplo area, but 546. Not bad at all. Lovely. He's probably going to be our final ruler this campaign. Well, I don't know. Maybe not. He'd have to live to like 120. But still, maybe our second final one. I'm just marshalling the armies. We've got our... Russian suppression units in place. The Sunni revolt has happened and been crushed, so the rebellion chance in the southern bit is significantly reduced. I think I'm going to start spending lots of money on communication efficiency in Russia. The problem is, I think by the time communication efficiency gets over here, yeah, it's already poor by the time it gets here. But still, I'm going to try. I'm going to build a Russian road and see what we can do with this region. And we are going to keep working on the roads inside Germany as well. It's a new day, so of course I've forgotten what my my projects were from the previous one. I don't remember what I was spending money on. So while we're doing the war against Zhou, I'm also going to be trying to do some road projects in Eastern Europe. That's the plan. Okay, so we come to a crossroads. I have almost hit my admin capacity. We only have room for less than one more month of admin power gain. We're not quite ready to take the encyclopedia. And also, I've remembered, we've got exploration ideas, right? And we're not intending to take any other colonial idea groups. Strangely enough, expansion doesn't seem to be an option right now. Maybe I have to have more naval ideas before expansion becomes an option. Or maybe I have to fill out exploration, I can't remember. But we should abandon naval ideas. We don't need naval ideas anymore. All it's giving us right now is some more... the colonial range, admittedly, and more shipbuilding time. So I think we abandon naval ideas. And then what do we replace it with? It's basically got to be a military idea. Unless I want to get an admin idea group purely on the back of its first idea. So, which would be maybe state religion. Just to give me that more stability, basically. What would be the other options? I mean, art power is not bad. 5% idea cost is nothing at this point in the game. I mean, or we could take a Diplo idea again and just take like one idea group in it. But I think we're going to take a military idea, and we've talked back and forth a little bit about which this should be. I don't know. I don't know if I really want any. If we were going to get one, it would almost certainly be logistics, because we've got loads and loads of cannons, so we can make use of the engineer core. Blockade impact's good. The attrition's good. The siege ability's good. Movement speed's good. So I think we are going to take logistic ideas. That's my thinking. Because we don't need quality of our troops. Our troops absolutely destroy the entire world. I mean, let me show you the tech map mode right now. I mean, look at this. It's an embarrassment. No one that's not my vassal is anywhere close. You're at 44, 35, 44, compared to Zhao's 27, 28, 31. Somehow these titchy little tribes are staying up to date. I guess because they have nothing better to do with their tech points. But yeah, across the world, we are by far the best at technology. So we really don't need to worry about that. So I'm going to abandon naval ideas. In its place, we will put logistic ideas. Yeah, that seems good. But now we're still faced with this admin point thing. So I think I will just take this 6 months early. It gives us 6 months extra of having lower overextension. 6 months early of actually doing those cores. So let's take this. And now there's another crossroads. I've been saying... Sorry about the noise outside, by the way. They're changing my pavement. So we could now core a bunch, right? With lower overextension, if we go some more manpower, we do now have 465,000 manpower, which is pretty good. Although after our next 2 wars with Zhou, I expect that to plummet. What is overextension now? Oh, almost under 2,000. Nice. Very nice indeed. So yeah, we could core. And we could core quite a lot of land. With 1,200, we could get about... What is that? God, it's actually not that much, is it? It's about 200%, not coring in India, coring outside India. We would get about... well, here, let's just do the maths. We're going to assume, and this isn't quite correct, but that the overextension and coring cost of a province maps to each other. But here, let me turn on display capture for you. Okay, so if let's say we were coring in India. This one is really cheap because it's in India. You see the price hovering here, don't you? No, that's not in India. So why is it so much cheaper? Excuse me? I'm confused. Why is this so much cheaper for more overextension? Anyway, let's just use this one. So about 110 over admin gets you about 12, right? So we got 128 divided by 109 times 12. We could get rid of 140% overextension. That's really not very much, is it? That's really very, very small amount of overextension that we could actually get rid of. So what I think we might do instead of coring is hoard the admin points and just rush techs ahead of time. But then, no, we shouldn't take techs ahead of time. It's just a waste because we won't get to... You know, we could take Tech 49 ahead of time, which is what gives us the next expansion capacity. But by rushing towards Tech, 46 and 47, we're just wasting admin points. It won't get us to 49 any quicker. All right. So I will do some coring. And obviously the way I'll do that is I'll just core another chunk of India, because India is the cheapest place to do our coring. And still, it'll still help, even if it's not, a huge help. Maybe I should core this bit of Europe just because it's a bit ugly. But that's a terrible reason, so I'm probably not going to do that. We're doing pretty well on autonomy. I've been building loads of roads across the whole empire. I'm going to try and get level 1 roads in every province. In Europe, pretty much. These road networks are going up all over the shop. They're all the ones in Iberia are currently under construction, and all these ones here are also under construction. So we're going to go with a huge road network just because I want to try and get Europe as centralized and low autonomy... and without autonomy as possible. Taking that admin tech has given us instant annexation on Toulouse, which is nice. Could we annex... I would love to be able to annex Champagne before 42, which is when I have an event which popped, which gave me cheaper annexation costs. But sadly, I don't think that's gonna happen. Yeah, almost certainly not. But anyway, we got Toulouse annexed, which is really nice. It's going to help with trade. It means we're no longer losing this 1 ducat, these 3 ducats in the Western Med, which is always nice. I believe I was going to need to change something here. Yeah, we're pushing 13 here. I'm going to need to put that guy down here. I think would be more efficient rather than pushing here. Anyway, so that's the tech point. I'll do some coring now. All right. That's a lot of coring. We are coring a crap ton of land in India, and we will see how much that reduces our overextension by in the end. Like I say, I don't think it's going to be a huge amount, but I forgot it's not half coring cost in India, it's actually quarter. So it's extremely cheap. You've got a load of stuff going there. Beautiful, beautiful thing. Right. So next wars are going to be to stop some of my money leaving the Indus in this direction, because that will allow me to send the money from Delhi to the Indus and then to Kutch, rather than from Delhi direct to Kutch. Because if I could send it here and here, that's one extra step. That's 7% more trade, which is always good. So I'll get on that. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. This may feel a little discordant for you because it's in the middle of an episode, but for me, it's been like a month. I had a rather serious crashing issue, as I can't recall whether I put on camera, and I'm not going to check because the production value on this series is quite high enough already with all the damn editing. But fortunately, I have got that fixed. It turns out you can't have the Mandate of Heaven DLC turned on if you don't want Meiou and Taxes to die. Mandate of Heaven. What features are we actually losing? Fortunately, Empire of China still exists, so we will still get the siege speed bonuses against them. Ages obviously don't matter. We don't have the diplomatic macro builder. Oh god, that's annoying. Oh well. And there's no such thing as prosperity anymore, although I'm not certain prosperity was in the game anyway. I don't think it was. It didn't actually. I think it was in the game because they couldn't remove it, but it didn't actually do anything. Alright, so all we've really lost is the diplomatic macro builder. I'm also here to say that basically I'm going to push to finish this campaign. I'm going to do my best to try and get it over and done with. I am at the point where I just want to win, and it's looking like we may not. It's very, very close at the very least. We have to win 8 more wars, about 8 more wars against Zhou. We should be able to fit that in the time frame that we have allowable to ourselves right now. But we will see. I'm going to do far less commentary. You will see peace deals. That's about it. It takes me a very long time to record these. I have a sore throat at the moment, so I would think this would be a good thing for me to put. It's a good time for me to put some time in. Current objectives that I remember, because it's been a month. We're gonna colonize North America so we can kill all these little insignificant chaps. We're creating a Texas here. It's Texas, right? Yeah. By coring 3 provinces in here. Unfortunately, one of these is in Canada, and one of them is in... Yeah, we've got one in each of these places. But as soon as we can colonize, we'll set up some colonial nations. And we should get this series done and dusted. That's the idea. Anyway, I'll see you when I can next bring myself to make it feel like my lungs are made of sandpaper. Okay, after slightly over a year, 13-month war, there's our... peace deal. Yoink. Oh, good. The production centers have come back. Although, yeah, no, that is dominant. Good. So we should be seeing all of our trade goods reappearing over the next little while. So that's good news. Glad that bug isn't permanent. Meanwhile, the men are just positioning themselves ready for the new war against Zhou. This is going to hurt. Yeah. -3 stability. Ouch. 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 Now, what's the best privilege we can give someone? Don't really want any more unrest. Autonomy for the Graters wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Manpower would not be ideal. What about for the burghers? There we go. Nice. That's fine. Slightly stronger ships, more expensive ships. That's completely fine. Excuse me? Where's my stability? Hello, game? Where's my stability? That should proc a stability check, which should then immediately give me stability. We have 350 points. Hello, game? We're capped out. Okay, maybe we have to do a favor instead. Have some prestige. There we go. That's better. And now, greater nobles. Also, I should have demanded support from the burghers first. Sure, trade power abroad. Hey, greater nobles, have some prestige. And there's my second stability. Good. Okay. Now we're back up to +2 stability. Not actually the worst thing in the world, as it turns out. Truce breaking, when you have the ability to immediately gain 2 stability back. Lovely, jovely. Shame I gave that privilege to the burghers for no reason. Which is going to be extra corruption for me. But, oh well. Okay. Hello, Zhou. Did you miss me? I'm back, baby. Alright, and there's another peace deal. Yank. Just a little over a year later. Actually, under a year that time, I think. 58,000 casualties. That's all it cost me to get a huge another chunk of China. That time I prioritized seizing any and all local fortifications and forts in the regions we seized. The only level 3 fort, I believe, remaining in the north of the country. Highest ones now are here. And one of these ones. Where's it gone? There. Those two will be on the agenda for the next war. For that timing, on the next war, it's going to be a little while because I don't want to go below 2 stability. So we're going to need to probably just wait out the truce this time, which will be 1760, by which point we will have less than 100 years remaining. But I have got them down to 510%. That number is reducing by more than 100% per war, so I think we are now on track to bring down Zhou. Manpower is trending back towards 0. We're losing about 100,000 per war with Zhou. I think now I am in a good enough position that it's time to start wrapping up the rest of the globe. I'm going to dominate all the remaining little nations around the place. Like Japan might take a couple of wars. Are they still nominally under the Ashikaga shogunate? Looks like they might be. At least some of them. We'll see how that goes, but we will tear them apart with very little problem, I'm sure. So, cleanup time. The minor nations of the world will bend the knee. Hello, everyone. The game is not pleased with me when I have to restart after a crash. Good lord. The heck? We have war dynamism. Okay. Do we want set building costs? Oh, I don't know. Just go away. Go away. These are events that you're not supposed to see. We're gonna get some Shinto. That's fine. Which Sufi mystics do we want to favor? Support the Ulema. Sure, we'll support the Ulema. I mean, we're not Muslims, but okay. So it's been a little while since I last. Sorry, it's too loud. Been a little while since I last recorded anything because I'm just trying to get through it at this point. We took a sizable chunk of Japan. We had lots of crashing issues, and I've encountered the bug that might end this entire run, which is very annoying, obviously. This little nation here doesn't exist as far as the game is concerned. If you right-click on it, it brings it to my Diplo screen. I can't select, so I can select their provinces, but then I can't go to this person. If I try and tag to this nation, it says that the nation doesn't exist. The nation that I'm trying to tag to does not exist. And if I try and annex them with the console, it gives me the same thing. So even with cheating, I'm not sure I am ever going to be able to take these 2 provinces, which is disheartening. But I was disheartened by that about a week ago, and now I'm back. So it's not sufficiently disheartening to stop me. We've got very close now to getting Diplotech 40, which is going to let us begin our colonization wave in North America. It's going to get us contacts to all of these native tribes, which we will verily exterminate in short order. At least absorb into our empire. Extermination might be a little harsh. Zhou is obviously on a truce timer with us. Once that comes off, we will launch another big campaign there. While I'm waiting for the Zhou truce timer, I'm going to wrap up basically all other nations in the world. Apart from Zhou and their subjects, that essentially means the kind of central Russian region and the Manchuria, Japan, and part of the... What's that peninsula called again? I think it's the... Oh, I've forgotten. I knew this. What's the name of this peninsula? Don't remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're going to wrap that up, and Yustang, some of these other guys are all going to get annexed now. I'm not concerned about manpower or tax anymore. We're making just a staggering quantity of money, like 1.5 thousand per month. Yeah, trade, unsurprisingly, is booming in the east as we drag all this wealth out here, which is going very well. But all right, I will see you when I next muster the energy. We're probably going to have all of Japan annexed in one more peace deal. One more truce timer. We did have to truce some of these guys out separately. Obviously, I'm not spending any Diplo points to annex any land over here, so I'm not prepared to do it in fewer wars, which we could totally do. It's just that it would be a bit dangerous. So we will see where we go to next. Oh, I love this. So we're trying to take over this area, right? And there's this nation here, Nara. Nara hates us. We have a neighboring different religion. We have a claim on them. We have aggressive expansion. They're shamanists, right? They'd accept vassalization peacefully. Not just by a little bit, overwhelmingly. That's how powerful we are right now. That's our military power. That's our economic base. Random tribes out in Manchuria are just like, oh god, yes, please. Unfortunately for them, as soon as this month ends, I'm going to declare war on them anyway. Okay, I think it's working. I've come back. It's been, from my perspective, like a month or something since I last loaded up this campaign. I wanna do it. I want to climb the 7 mountains. I want to rule the world. We're gonna do it. We're gonna keep playing. I'm gonna try and finish this goddamn campaign. Wish me luck. Okay, so the time has come. We can colonize America because we have the requisite idea, colonial ventures, and we have. Oh, I can get some siege ability, which I will get. Yes, please. That will help me speed along my wars, as will movement speed. So we can begin colonizing, which means we can set up some North American colonial nations. There are 2 schools of thought. Number 1, rush colonial chains towards the furthest away places, like up here. Number 2, establish colonial nations so they colonize land and connect some of this lot. My option is, well, actually, I can't colonize up here because this would have to have finished before I could colonize up here. Okay, well, that makes the choice for us. So we're going to try and set up colonial Louisiana, colonial Eastern America, and Southeastern, colonial Eastern, and colonial Canada, so they can all start colonizing this area for us. We're going to spend a lot of money on colonization, believe you me. So first off, Louisiana. We will send some people over here, and then as soon as they arrive, I'm going to recall them, and then send them again, and then recall them, and then send them again, and then recall them, and then send them again. It's going to be nuts. This is a colony. You burn down the colony for me. Not when you're already leaving the province. It's okay, we'll seize it in a second. This is a colony. I mean, it helps with borders in the region. And yeah, our colonial maintenance is going to... it's going to get out of control. So well, I do want these ones to finish in the south so we can have our South African colonial nation. So I think I will let that finish. But this one, nope, sorry, that border's just going to look bad. You need to finish, you need to finish, you need to finish. It's just this one I can cancel. Okay, cool. But yeah, we can begin our mass colonization process. As you can see, I'm declaring a few more wars. More areas are falling under my grip. We're getting a bit lucky on crashes lately, which is nice. Yeah, we're going to begin mass colonization of North America, and it's going to be glorious. Goodbye, Russia. Goodbye, Muscovite nation. I hereby consign you to the graveyard of history. Wait for it. Wait for it. There we go. Bye-bye. Yoink. And all that. Nice. Which means I can now immediately peace out some more people as well. Some wars I've been waiting on that we couldn't end until the Russian one ended. So let's sure bloody hell. Then of course it freaking crashes. Alright, well, reload again. Okay, I have come to a realization, which is that at the current rate of colonization, we're actually not going to be able to touch all of these deep internal nations. Like the Blackfoot would take freaking ages. So instead, in the final stages of the game, I'm going to mass vassalize all of these people and just live with the fact that we're not going to one tag the New World. That's fair enough, because obviously, you know, we don't want to tag the New World anyway, because we've got Peru. Oh, by the way, you know, it's been like 3 hours or something. I've got most of Manchuria and the, what's this peninsula called? I always forget this. Is it like the... I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, we're growing. The Tibetan plain has bowed to my will. We currently have a truce, believe it or not, with every single nation currently in this selection box. In fact, I can make that larger. Every single nation in this selection box we have a truce with right now. There's no truce map mode in this version of the game, so I can't prove that to you, but believe me, it's true. The Peruvians have finally finished submitting to my will, and you're about to get the final 2 South American nations under my grip. I'm going to vassalize up to my relationship limit and then wait. But what that means, that decision that we're not going to be able to one tag by getting 50 Diplotech and colonizing all of the stuff in here, is that we can start annexing vassals again, which is nice because it means we can clean up our European borders. I expect to be able to integrate all of these vassals by the end of the game without too much of a problem. So that's that. Annoying that we can't get the proper one tag, but not the proper one tag, but the one step down from a proper one tag. You still have colonial nations, but still pretty cool. Meanwhile, my my church building program lags the game like crazy because I built a lot of cathedrals. We haven't built them in Champagne, so I don't want to increase their development. But yeah, these we have a few of those. They give you art power, which means we're going to get loads and loads of art centers and things, which is fun. Also, some of my trade goods have started coming back in some key places, so that's nice. The linen here should shortly upgrade because they have like what, yeah, 110 production skill and all that. So it's getting there. It's getting there. We're getting some wealth back from that, which is nice. I'm currently running only 18 ducats of it on colonial maintenance because I just abandoned a colony down here. We have 1, 2, 3 that are going to set up our Cape colonial nation. And yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3 for Louisiana, 1, 2, and 3 for Southeastern America, 1, and then 2 and 3 en route for here. Then we're going to set up Canada. And then I suppose I will establish an Alaskan and Californian colonial nation. And then what are my colonists going to do? Probably Australian, New Zealand. Oh, actually, it's Polynesian. We also, of course, need to find Hawaii so we can vassalize them. But yeah, I think with that decision made, we are now well on track to complete this campaign. We actually only require another 6 wars, assuming this number is correct, which it is not. A, because you burn down their lands just before you take them, and B, because we're going to gain more admin efficiency, and C, because this number just doesn't seem to be correct any of the time. Like, I've been taking more than 100% every war based on the amount this number's gone down. But even if we had to do 6 more wars, that's, what is that? 30, 90 years, and we have 100. So even if that number was correct and our rate of expansion didn't accelerate, which it will because we're getting more admin efficiency, we're going to be able to conquer Zhou. Problem, of course, will be his vassals. But one option is just to full annex him, and then we get all his vassals. So that would work. I want to make the borders clean in China. I will endeavor to annex all the vassals themselves as well. But we shall see. We shall see. Anyway, see you in a minute. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, I'm having to turn the AI on and off every monthly tick because otherwise the game crashes. So that's really fun. I'm really enjoying that. And as expected, there's a major rebellion ongoing in the captured regions of Russia. Sunnis are mad, Muscovites are mad, but we're dealing with it. We've got plenty of manpower, and yeah, it gets to the point where, like, Dali here, this is a major power right here. The major powers in the world include this gentleman. This guy right here. It's a major power. The only problem we have for our world conquests, this nation doesn't exist. Wait, what? No. Oh, I was so excited. It went back to this one. Yeah, this guy doesn't exist. If I right-click on him, it goes to whoever the latest person's screen you were on. They have no attitude to me. I can't claim these provinces because I can't justify on them. I can't declare war on them. I can't annex them with the console. Let me show you what happens when I do that. You turn on debug mode. Annex CSK. Country tag does not exist. Oh, good. So I'm not sure how. I think I'm going to have to like save file edit in order to annex this area. I'm sure you wouldn't begrudge me that, considering, you know, it's just bug fixing. But I hope there is a way to do that, because I'm going to be real pissed if not. Once more, the armies of the Empire march into the Empire of Zhou. Once more, China will feel my terrible wrath. Once more, we shall pillage, loot, burn, and destroy as we tear our way through this continent. Let's see how much land we can take in this one, shall we? Living the life of sieging Ming when they have very... Not Ming, but Zhou, when they have very low mandate. I unpaused the game for like 2 days. 2 days. This siege lasted 7 days. 13, 5, 13, 7. Oh dear. We are somewhat obliterating these guys, huh? I'm kind of confused because I thought their mandate wasn't applying, but now when I check these sieges, I think it is applying now. What defense minus 111%. Oh my god. Oh god, they're losing popular support as well. That's what it is. It's not their mandate that's hurting them. Like, they're not getting 80 minus. Oh, well, maybe mandate is popular support. I don't know. Or is that a different modifier? But yeah, so we have 2-day siege ticks across the whole freaking empire. Also, one of their subjects is currently in revolt, so I've declared on them separately. Let's see. Before we actually siege down much land, which, you know, obviously damages it and lowers stuff, how much of this are we going to be able to take? I don't want to take the capital. Only ever take the capital once. Let's see. Just how much can we yoink in this war? It's going to be not an insubstantial amount. Not an insubstantial amount at all. And that's before we burn down a lot of it. Not bad. Not bad. I think I may declare war on them immediately again and live with having 0 stability. And give some privileges to try and get some points. I'm very tempted to try that, but we shall see. Well, that was pretty fast. We managed to take this much of Zhou, and we're breaking into pieces to hope for independence wars. Rebellions, that is. It only took like 8 months. Not too shabby. Okay, truce broken, privileges bestowed to get me back up to 1 stability. I'm going to do the whole thing again. And a mere few months later, we have another peace deal. Marvelous. Oh, baby. Look at that. 237% on Zhou remaining in order to get them. That's only, like, probably 2 wars. Realistically, that's 2 wars because we're taking more than 100% each time. Look at it. Look at it. Remember the dark times. Remember when I said, I don't think we're going to be able to do this. Remember the moments of suffering. And now it's all coming together. We can vassalize these guys, which we are currently doing, by the way. I think it's the Blackfoot I declared on. Yeah, so you, my good man. As soon as I get a diplomat, I'm going to be able to get you. We're going to vassalize all these guys. That'll be easy. We've got our little pockets to set up. Colonial nations all sorted. We're annexing vassals. Catholicism spreads from sea to shining sea, with probably the majority of the world's provinces now belonging to the one true faith. Things are going pretty darn well. I'm going to call it a part here with that latest destruction of Zhou, really just giving it to him. We did some serious damage there. So thank you very, very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode, where I suspect we will do it. I think in the next episode we will actually conquer the world, which is pretty good, you must admit. So thanks for watching this one, everybody. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.